Hold on, I gotta get my Zen on. 1, 2, 3.
Breathe.
Along these roads we roam, we find adventure through traveling, camping, boondocking, and exploring.
Hello everybody and welcome to Vlogcast episode number 93. My name is Russ.
And I'm Kerry.
And we are the roads we roam. We're a couple living full-time in our little guy Max.
We are just outside of Tucson, Arizona. We are boondocking and we are loving it.
Yes.
The weather has been great. Last night only got it into the mid-50s. First time in a long time our furnace never had to kick on. It's feeling good.
Yeah, we save electricity that way too, because yes, the furnace is powered by propane for the heat, but in order to move that heat, our fans have to kick on. So I was happy that we didn't have, that's like besides water, well I guess that's really all you have to worry about other than propane, but water and electricity when we're boondocking to me is like gold.
This is the very first time that we're truly boondocking for multiple days and just trying to think of different ways of conserving water, using water.
Conserving water storage, you know, our gray tanks and stuff. We actually took showers out here today. So that was, I was like, oh boy, we're putting some water in the tanks. But we figured it out and everything is going real well. I
love all the problem solving we're doing. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Now, today is
Q&A Tuesday.
Woohoo! And we didn't have one last week, so we have a lot of good questions to share with you today. These were submitted by fellow viewers, and we love to just share them because sometimes you may not have read the comments and seen the responses, and we do tend to see a lot of these questions a lot, so this way we can put it out there and bring you up to date. Yeah,
there's so much learning going on from us from these questions, and I know we've gotten a lot of comments back from other viewers saying that they're very helpful, but there are multiple ways you guys can get a hold of us. We get a lot of questions from comments, but we also get questions through email on our website. We also get questions, not as much as we'd like, but we do get questions via our voicemail option on our website at theroadsweroam.com. It's a little orange tab. You just click that and you can leave a message. And if you don't get it right, you just hit re-record and do it all over again.
If you want to make Russ smile, you do it that way because he loves getting those.
I love hearing your voices.
All right, so let's get this started. The first one was submitted by New Hampshire Treasure Hunter, aka JMO.
Yep.
And he wants to know if when we're boondocking, do they allow you to live off the land or is it strictly carry in, carry out?
I think a lot of that, it definitely is carry in, carry out. But I think a lot of that depends on the state you're in, federal lands that you may be on. There might be regulations, restrictions, also time of year. You may not be able to hunt certain game. Kerry and I are not really into that sort of thing. We would fish and we would eat fish, but we're not hunting and that sort of thing. But that's a great question. I think it comes down to where you are and what time of year that it is, you know, when it comes to game and season, that sort of thing.
And I did a quick search on the BLM website and they said, yes, they do allow you to fish and hunt. But like Russ said, I would always double check on seasonal game just to make sure that everything's okay. But yeah, there's lots of opportunities for that.
Yeah.
And I'm not up for that, so I'll just go shopping and grab all my goodies.
I am up for fishing. We have discussed that, and I think we will do that when we're at a place that has decent fishing.
Question number 2. I forgot to announce question number 1, but question number 2. This was submitted from Randy's Adventures.
Okay.
And she said that she couldn't find the app that we talked about before on Our Village, and she was wondering what it was. And it's actually, it's a little tricky. Spell it, the letter R, V-I-L-L-A-G-E.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with our. It's RV, our village. So,
and if you just type that into Google, it'll be the very first response, and it'll say download mobile app. If you do that, you can get the app and it'll be easy. But if you have any other questions, let us know.
I can definitely see the confusion on that.
Oh, I was confused too.
Yeah.
We found out about that one when we were at Livingston, and we met that one couple, and they were the first ones to tell us about Our Village.
Yeah, yeah.
So the next question, question number 3. This was submitted by Haas, and this was about Escapade. And he wanted to know if we knew the approximate attendance of the people that showed up at Escapade.
Boy, I'm horrible with numbers. I know that they had a daily walk-in average of about 700, but what was the total there?
It was over 2,000.
So yeah, at any given time, you could have 2,700 people. But it really didn't seem that crowded. When you got into some of the events, I know when you see the ice cream social that we show on there, and when you also see the shows at night, it's just because everybody converges for those. But it did not feel crowded at all. There's all kinds of room. There's all kinds of bathrooms and stuff like that. So the most people I ever saw in a bathroom at one time was 2 people.
I loved it.
Including myself.
No, it was an event like that. You can be as social or as unsocial as you want to be, and that was what made it really unique.
I think it's probably better to say you can be as social or as private as you want to be.
Unsocial. Okay. Okay, you are right. Yeah. Question number 4. This also has to do with a question from Escapade.
Okay.
And they want to know how the chili cook-off was.
You know, we didn't get to try any. One thing, when it comes, escapees and escapers love food. Love coffee, love donuts.
Our type of people.
So if you plan next year or any of these events, if you plan on going and you want to get food, coffee, donuts, go early. Don't show up late. We showed up about 15 minutes late and it was already done. But I heard there was some fantastic chili there from other people that we talked to.
What was really cool about the chili cook-off that they did 2 different prizes. So the first thing, it was a fundraiser for their care program, and you got to put a vote in. You put $1 or whatever amount in for the chili that you liked. So whoever raised the most amount of money got one award. And then they also had judges that went through and judged based off of the taste.
Yeah.
So you have 2 different ways to win. So I think I'm going to be I'm stealing my dad's chili recipe. I'm going to have to start practicing just to get it just right, so you might be eating a lot of chili.
Your dad's chili is amazing, so I think it will do very well there.
I don't think you pulled this for a question, but I just wanted to put it in. Bill T had asked us, and he was very keen on our Saturday Faces and Places video about Escapade, and he said, can you name the song at the 9-minute, 27-second mark that they were playing? It's an oldie.
Mine was no, but Carrie knew it.
The Girl from Ipanema.
Yeah.
Had to look it up how to spell it, but I knew what the song was. Jonathan Mack asks,
okay,
do you use a satellite dish when boondocking, or have you considered it?
No, we don't. Our cable with the King antenna usually does pretty darn well, and really we're not TV people, so we haven't had the need. But I see a lot of people out in the campgrounds as well as boondocking. Well, there's a fifth wheel just over here.
They have one.
They have satellite, so it's a good option, and I know a lot of people do. So if that's something that you're into, you know, there are different shows. I know Carrie and I are, when Game of Thrones comes out, we may have to look into that option, but right now we don't do it.
Question number 6. This is in regard to a vlog from a while ago, vlog number 12.
Wow.
About RV recalls.
About 90 or about 80 ago.
Julie Anderson had asked, how do I get on the list? They bought their Macs early in February 2019, and she was wondering how you get on the list to get notified for recalls. There's one way to get notified. When you get your Macs or your RV, go through and make sure you register for all your warranties. Now, registering just for the RV isn't enough. All the individual components require you to register. So your furnace, your refrigerator, all that, going into that. So that whenever there's a recall on those, you'll definitely get notified. But there is another way. If you go to the GoLittleGuy.com website, you go in under the owners section, and then they have news and announcements. If you go in under there, they will put any recall announcements for that as well.
Yep.
So that was a nice, quick and easy one.
Yeah.
And it reminded me to double check that, so I went in there. There's nothing new that's come out lately. So next question was submitted by Omar Maria's Great RV Adventure, and they made a suggestion that perhaps you may consider answering some questions live, like a 10-minute response, or perhaps a whole show on questions. Well, we have some good news for you. They're fairly new followers, so let's bring them up to speed.
Yeah, so if you're watching right now, you see that we do a Q&A Tuesday where we answer the majority of these questions. And then we also have Friday Night Wine and Sunday Coffee with Kerry and Russ, and those are open for live questions.
Yeah, Fridays and Sundays are your chance to ask us things live. So maybe if you had a bunch of follow-up things to ask in addition to your question, you want that answer right away, we make ourselves available twice a week. And then every Tuesday we do these segments.
Yep.
So are you going to share the recipe for that teriyaki marinade that we talked about last week when we were at Escapade?
Yeah, sure. It's my dad's recipe. Kerry knows it well. I don't even think you have to follow a recipe now. You've got it down, so we'll put that out there.
I'll actually have to think about it because those recipes that you've just made so many times, it's just by feel and you throw stuff in. I'll have to think about the ratios and just put it in. I think we had talked about how we might have included it in the Saturday video, but I cooked it so fast that Russ had totally missed filming me on it.
Yeah.
So we'll get that in there. And what's funny is we just made it yesterday.
We made it again. We did
while
some
we were
chicken.
boondocking, and we had 2 doves out here, and so we had that, and they approved it as well. So we know it's not just us that likes it. So. Next question. I'm an Escapees member and look forward to next year's Escapade event. Hey guys, I've hit my head numerous times in my Max. So I ordered some corner guards and edge protectors. I'm 6 foot and hit my head on the entry door several times. Have you guys had any similar problems?
In the beginning, all the time. Yeah, we did that a lot. But it's slowed down. But, to be 100% transparent, I did it yesterday.
This was RHS Tools, aka Bob, that had submitted that. And one of the things that I've noticed, because at the beginning I was doing it nonstop, and then after a while I really haven't done it in a while, and I think it's just getting used to your space.
Yeah, it's spatial awareness.
And if you've hit your head enough, your body learns to kind of stay away from certain areas. I think you hit it because you're not used to cooking in the kitchen.
Probably.
Now our last question is submitted by our friends, Two Doves Nation.
Yep.
And they were asking how we can go for 19 minutes without talking over one another.
Yeah, it's very rare, and we always have a lot of mistakes. I think we did real well at the Escapades because we had to. But it's difficult. we mess up all the time. And my biggest question is how I can stop from doing this. I'm a mover. I have to be moving, and I can't stop it.
During our Friday night wine session, Randy's Adventures challenged everybody in the room to take a drink of whatever they were drinking every time Russ said the word definitely. I think everybody would be knocked out in the first 10 minutes if we were standing and they went every time you did this.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know what it is. I can't stand still.
Well, I think overall, if you are doing this video or YouTube type of life, you learn different ways of talking and different ways of doing things. So yes, we're going to have some cuts, and it's more for the viewer so you don't have to deal with all the little flubs.
The stammering and the waiting and that sort of thing.
So that's all we have for today, but we would really like you to submit us any more of your questions. You can always leave them in the comments below, which is where we grab a lot of them. But as Russ mentioned earlier, go visit our site at theroadsweroam.com. You can click on our contact page. We have our email, Russ and Kerry at theroadsweroam.com.
Yep.
Email us directly, or you can click that link through our website. We have, if you want to do snail mail, we've even put our address down on there. I bet you didn't know that.
I didn't.
You did not know that. See, Russ learned something new today. Or Russ's favorite, that little orange tab, and leave us a voicemail. But again, we're also on Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, and Twitter. You can always communicate that way as well. So that's all we have for this week, unless you had anything else.
I'm good, thank you.
We are going to go enjoy the sunshine, maybe go on a hike, and we want you to do the same. So have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.